for 90 days on select vehicles. Only at your SoCal Hyundai dealer.
Merrick Spillman in for Frank Buckley. This hour, the historic confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson will get underway. We'll have the latest on that.
Russia's attacks on major Ukrainian cities are intensifying, bombing an art school in Mariupol where hundreds had taken shelter and a shopping center in the capital. We'll have the latest coming up.
Good morning. I'm Erin Myers in South Los Angeles, where there was a wild street takeover where someone even pointed a gun at the crowd. We'll have the video. That's coming up.
And good morning to you. I'm Lynette Romero. And today for Jessica Holmes, there's a warning about the dangers of a new social media challenge that has left some unsuspecting victims with some serious injuries. We're going to explain.
Good morning. I'm Sam Rubin. New here at 8 o'clock was a recent big-time awards event, a super spreader event. We will talk about that. Oscars are less than a week away. People clamoring for tickets, including one actress who starred in a Best Picture nominee, but says she's not going. We'll talk about it coming up.
On a beautiful week of weather with some hot temperatures, even the possibility of some record breakers. It's going to be a hot one all week long. Coastal 70, downtown Los Angeles today 77, 82 degrees in the San Fernando Valley, 80 Orange County Inland, Inland Empire 80, and the high deserts up to 74 degrees. Full details on just how hot it'll get coming up in a moment. Ginger in traffic.
And you know what? It really started off a little tough this morning, and I don't want to say things are better, but at least we don't have any outstanding signalers like when we started in the 4 o'clock hour, 2:15, northbound side of Martin Luther King Boulevard. So the wreck with 3 cars, I mean, look, these guys are sitting in lanes. That is a tough and heavy spot. Things do get better as you continue slightly farther to the north. We'll take you over to look at the stretch of the 5 freeway, so the Santa Ana portion of the 5, as your plans take you on the northbound side. Right here at about 17th, it's a 3-car wreck, and you see it. It's a little slow here, but that southbound side is really crowded, jammed up from well before you get to the 22. In fact, I'm going to call it as slow and far back as the 91 freeway, which is tough. You have so many lanes to work with. You got free carpool there as well, and it is heavy here. The same if you continue onto that 55 freeway as a way to get around some of that slowing. We're going to keep our eyes on these things. I'll send it back to you.
Ginger, thank you. Breaking news. You're looking at a live picture from Capitol Hill. Right now, Supreme Court confirmation hearings for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson are just getting underway. She's just sat down in the hearing room. The chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee will make an opening statement. The ranking member will make an opening statement. That is the chairman, Senator Durbin. And then the judge will make a statement as well. Republicans on the Senate committee are expected to pose some tough questions. The questioning actually is not going to start maybe until tomorrow. The Republicans on the committee are likely to go after Judge Jackson's sentencing record as a way to show that she is soft on crime. In their view, there will also likely be questions about her time representing terrorism suspects held at Guantanamo Bay. Despite the political theater, Judge Jackson is expected to be confirmed with at least some bipartisan support.
President Biden heads to Belgium this week for a special NATO meeting on the war in Ukraine. Ktla Dt's Carlos Herrera is in the newsroom with more on this. Carlos.
Lynette, Ukraine has refused Russian demands to surrender the besieged port city of Mariupol. Has become a focal point of the war as Russia continues its attack on the city. Forces bombed an art school that was serving as a shelter for hundreds of civilians. There's still no word on deaths or injuries in that area, but the attack came as Ukraine refused Russian demands to surrender the city. A 5 a.m. Moscow deadline came and went. Ukraine rejected that demand to give up the city after Russia promised to allow civilians trapped in the bombardment to escape if its defenders laid down their arms. Ukrainian military officials said Russia's ultimatum did not guarantee safety to civilians that decided to remain in the city. Ukraine's capital is again under heavy Russian shelling and missile attacks. The destruction is clear and civilian deaths are mounting in that area. 8 people were killed after a Russian airstrike hit a shopping center Sunday night. The strike ignited a massive inferno. The mall, 6 apartment buildings were damaged. 3 of them cannot be restored at this point. The city of Kharkiv has come under a relentless barrage as well. It has been been besieged by Russian forces. At least 5 civilians were killed in the latest Russian shelling over the weekend. In the eastern city of Sumy, emergency crews have now contained a widespread ammonia leak at a chemical plant. Officials say it was a result of Russian shelling and that an employee at the plant was severely wounded. But the Russian Defense Ministry has denied it was their fault.
Ночью была реализована спланированная провокация украинских националистов